I get older, I can tell who had babies for men and who had babies because they wanted to be mothers. I could see it now. I could see it.
She's saying that because she cockeyed. Saw that one eye went this way. I seen it.
So is this question? Let me pose a question on this one, and let me start some debate. Right. So this question, the lady was stating that as she get older, she could tell the females that had babies for men or the one that just had baby.
But I actually want to be okay.
It sounds dumb either way.
How do you define that?
Yeah, I'm a little confused a little bit.
You want to trap the man you have him baby and maybe him stay.
So it's called a jacket. The Jamaican. Let's go with the Jamaican terminology. It's called a jacket. The ones
and they call it that there too.
Yeah, they call it like so. The
they
ones
call it
that
the jacket in St. Lucia too.
So it's basically if you want to trap a man,
you
put a baby on him, or you know what I'm saying? You do whatever to get a baby from him. And the ones who really had a baby because they were, two of them could be in love. I'm not saying two of them can't be in love, but
I mean, I get it. But what is she? How does she come?
She could tell. She could tell because it's more like. Well, let me give my point of view. It's more you could tell how the lady. Well, I'm assuming you could tell more how the family is raised and the love. Even though that love could get you could still divorce, but you could tell when. I think you could tell. You know what I'm saying? Because most parents, even though they split, they still love the child or the way how they go about stuff. And the ones that they ain't love each other, they be always fighting.
Yeah.
F your daddy. F your daddy.
I think when you see a lot of the women who end up having a baby and then it literally looks like they don't even give a damn about the man no more, that's the women that have the baby just to have a baby.
Okay.
It's like they ain't want nothing else. They got the child. I don't need you. That's the women that want to be mothers. And I ain't even mad at that. As long as the kid grows up in a stable environment, you know, they have somebody playing that role. Hey, go for it.
Cool. I'll pose a question after this. P, what's your thoughts on this one?
It's a hard thing to really look at it because a failed mission could turn into something else. You know, at one point, she loved him, he loved her, it didn't work out. So she pivoted. She ain't got to keep chasing him or he ain't got to keep chasing her. It's over. Let's move on, take care of the kid. But at some point, it was all love because it takes two to tango, right?
I respect that.
He ain't getting hard unless she sparks something in his little balls. It can't like she just can't walk by and be like, I'm pregnant. No, they got it in together.
Let's not forget P was talking about whatever can happen in the back of a dumpster for $40, people.
No, I'm just saying that some people do that and some don't. Like one guy may have to come up with she ain't even let him go to Cheesecake Factory, but don't even take her there. But some guy got to come up with money above that, and some guys could just do it behind the dumpster. That's just how it is sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
It's prostitution either way, sir.
No, it's no prostitution. It's for free. They love each other.
Okay, so hold up. The dumpster sex was like no money involved?
No.
That was a nasty bitch then.
The money involved is in a hotel. He getting paid. He getting charged double because that's the sin.
Okay. You said the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let me go to Jen and Toya. What's your thoughts on the baby?
Yeah. Don't get quiet now.
To be honest with you, I really don't have.
You what? You're a woman. You have to have.
I don't really have. I was confused at how she, now that I listened to you guys too, and how she could determine that piece. I can see where she's like coming from in terms of she must like seen from her experience, like how, you know, women probably use a kid as like a like what you guys were saying, that jacket, whatever, trying to keep a man, and then it work out, and then you could see how they treat that child differently versus a person who actually wanted to be a mother.
Yeah,
so I could see it from that angle.
Because it's always she was chasing a dude hard.
Right.
She was like, yeah, if I have a kid, maybe we'll be together. But she really loved him and liked him.
Right.
Boom. Have the kid, and then she got a harsh reality. They don't want, and then she got to pivot.
Right.
Chasing them. Sometimes they come back with 2 and 3 from the same dudes before they realize he don't want nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm. So I agree with you saying. Like, she could see the difference. I could see that from that kind of view, that
and
way.
then after the first time, she may say, "Well, I guess he don't want me." And she may learn, and then she got to pivot. But I think at one point, her mission was to settle down with that person.
No, I agree with that too. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Toya?
Still trying to understand, like, okay,
Right.
she said she could tell the difference between mothers who want to be mothers or the ones that are just having them for the man.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're missing some, right? You're missing the context, right, Tori, or something like.
Yeah, like I
right.
feel like
that's what I'm saying too. Like that's what I'm thinking.
That is what she said.
Right.
Yeah.
So would that
is she trying to imply that mothers, like when you can tell mothers want to be mothers just by the way they the dynamic with the child?
That was my angle too. That's where I was coming from
So
too.
let me give you an example, right? Let me give you an example. All right. So we got some ladies that would just have, like, let's say a guy is wealthy. He got a lot of, let's use Drake, for example, right?
Ew.
A lot of ladies would want to just have a baby with Drake because he can provide. It doesn't necessarily mean that they like Drake in that sense. They like him, you know what I'm saying? But they just want a baby from him so the baby could be okay, versus a lady that really loves Drake and wants to have a family with him.
Are you saying that's the origin of his son?
Yes.
That's neither here nor there. I ain't trying to sidetrack it.
Whoa. Why not? She was.
Yes, it was. She's a porn star.
She's a porn star.
She's a porn star.
She's a porn star.
So the way you guys are thinking about it is like,
yeah, y'all think,
having a child for the man because they can provide versus.
Whoa, hold on. Look, either you have this Drake scenario with his child Adonis, or you have a LeBron James. Either way, it works out.
So like a trap.
Or you just give birth to the next NBA great. You did it all by yourself.
Yeah. Like that lady. What's that lady that had the 42-year-old that had the baby with the 22-year-old? She had a son in the NBA and she was dating his not his friend but his teammate.
Drea Michelle?
Yeah.
Is that Drea Michelle?
I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I can't remember her name, but she was like 42. Her son was 22 and she was dating a 22-year-old.
There's Drea Michelle.
So is that kind of thing? You think she really wanted that baby, or she know what she was doing?
He wanted to be.
I can't say. I'm not gonna say that she don't love him. I'm not saying that, but the age difference and the money.
She don't love that man.
Yeah. But to me, from that little clip, I mean, I think I need him a little bit. What she would like elaborate a little bit more, but I didn't get the sense of her coming from that angle. I get a sense of her coming from the way that, like she's seen like people how they treat their children and the dynamic.
Right.
Yeah.
What I will say is that not everyone is cut out to be a mother.
Yeah.
Not everyone is fit to be a mother, and you can kind of tell when pregnancy was a really. I mean, you have some unplanned pregnancies where the mom is still great, you know, but
LeBron James.
So, all right, guys, let me pose this question. There's no video; it's just a follow-up question because it kind of builds on this platform. So, let me pose my question. Right. So, guys, I shouldn't put it like that. Let me ask the question: what do you think about ladies that preposition guys with having a baby but don't want to be with them? Think about that. Ladies that preposition guys to, hey,
asking the man to be a sperm donor.
Yeah, about to say, yeah, it's like
yeah,
okay. Sounds like a business transaction.
I hope that the combination of our genetics leads to a beautiful child that's at least 6 foot something.
Well, I know you're married, and let me phrase it like this: would you do that, Brandon? If someone asked you to have a baby, if you in a single scenario, not a marriage, if you're single?
No.
Okay.
And I say no because although I would love to have children of different ethnicities and different mixtures and be fruitful and multiply, as the Bible said, no. If I cannot play my role in a child's life as a father, then what's the point?
Okay, because they don't want you involved. They just want your arm, your seat in that sense.
And that's the number one problem. I cannot make life in this world and not be responsible for it in some way, shape, or form. I have to do my part. I have to make sure this child is a success. I have to make sure that I am guiding them so they don't become some effeminate, flamboyant YN.
Okay, cool. How about you, P?
Yeah, I've had that experience before when I was younger. Say probably like 20-something years ago, I was asked by a female couple. And just like Brandon said, it was kind of the same situation where I was like, if I'm gonna have a child, I'm gonna be involved in my child's life. Like it ain't gonna just be no, I'm gone. Nah. So I didn't do it, of course, but
yeah. I was thinking that too. I was like, I'm pretty sure like in like same sex couples like will ask, like their like close like guy friend or something to help them out. I always wonder how, a man would.
Well, there's sperm banks that you can attend.
Yeah, right.
But a lot of times it's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
Late night line. Be honest with her. Hey, he delivering it. He putting in the work. What's the benefit for the guy to do it? It's not. That's the only way most ladies will get to thinking is if the guy get to do it. That's the only benefit of guy, unless the guy is like a weirdo guy. Like, no, I'm not doing that in no damn cup. Get out of here! I want to deliver it so the package is
signed, sealed, delivered.
Exactly.
But
so
yeah,
on the side, would you guys do that or no? Because a lot of ladies do it though in their latest stage of life, not while they're young, but in their latest stage of life, they do it.
I wouldn't want my DNA floating around like that.
What do you mean? It's your baby.
My baby, then I keep it.
You keep it, yeah. But you proposition a man so you can have the baby.
You got to remember if you're back again, if your clock is ticking out and you want to have kids.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying it for the ladies now. If your back is against the wall and now you need to, you want like 2 kids before you leave this planet, and you're in your prime. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, would you do that situation?
Oh, yeah, I would.
I mean, I think I would go like probably a sperm donor banker.
What? Ew.
What do you mean? Or I have like a really good gay friend that.
How you gonna pull through? You trying to spread the Batiasm?
He's the boy.
He will pull through.
You know what? Never mind. You turn off the lights. You can think you're
Brandon, This is the last thing for life to continue. If this doesn't happen, life can end. There's a man and a woman. That's it.
No, but a Batiman is no different than a woman. So if she procreate with said Batiman and then they birth a Batiman, then the world gonna end as we know it. You just prolonged it by giving birth to another Batiman.
No. Not necessarily.
That is not.
Okay, hold on. So let's look at it like this, right? Batiman and Jen get together, make baby. Baby has to be raised by Jen and said Batiman, yes?
See, yes. I'm about to say, see.
Oh, that's my daddy. I'm gonna be just like my daddy.
That don't mean they're gonna grow up the same way though.
Yo, if that is his role model, Batiman, and then mom.
So let me ask you something. When you see somebody acting like that, do you see the parents acting like that? Everybody walking home or just one person walking home?
Yeah, you've seen so many people that are raised by these same-sex couples, and then it's just like, I got 2 moms, I got 2 dads.
And also, Brandon, you're thinking like there's different like versions of people for the same sex. Like my friend, you wouldn't even tell. Like people would always thought him and I went together.
There's a man and there's a woman.
They always assume.
Are you saying he down low, or are you just saying he?
No, I'm saying he's not flamboyant. He's not like, hey, he's none of that. You would just never know.
So
he's masculine. He's a masculine.
He's a masculine Batiman.
He's a masculine homosexual. He's a masculine guy.
Batiman sound better than homosexual. You just sound like you're categorizing them as an alien or a different species. Look, all I'm saying is this: you saying what's more offensive, Batiman? They have a whole song.
Batiman is definitely offensive.
Sorry. Okay. Okay. Let's use a different. Let's use a different. Let's call it. Okay. So Chichi Man. If you're, with a Chichi Man and he's masculine. Okay.
I'm gonna give you the church finger.
Listen, that's my favorite song by T.O.K. It's okay. So describe this Bati. So describe this Chichi Man, Jen, please, as he's masculine. How does he present as masculine, so to speak?
Very, like he is a regular, normal, chill ass guy. You would not think. Trust me.
Jen, quick question: does he wear crystal on his nails?
No, he does not. No.
What?
No.
Okay. So besides doing Chichi Man things, how does he present in terms of his Chichi Man nature?
Just like
does he speak in an effeminate manner? Because most of them do. He does not speak in an effeminate manner.
Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is how AIDS is spread.
No, he's not down. He's not down low or anything. No, he's not down low or nothing.
Didn't you just say he would make a baby with you?
But that's what he wants.
Say you walked into.
It'll be cheap. It'll be cheap.
It won't be cheap. It won't be cheap. It won't. All right.
It'll be. I'll have consent. He'll have you know what I mean?
No, I don't.
But so hold on, Brandon. Let me hop in right here, right? But I do get Brandon's point, right? Or Guy's point.
What point?
Would you? No. Hold on, 1 second. Would you want? Is like so? That's the thing where you have to push back on ladies and ask them, hey, if the odds of you having an next man. Right, you having a baby, it doesn't determine that in the baby, but if you're gonna have a baby, won't you want it to be someone that's hardworking, that like what I'm saying, some like a picture of a guy that you want in your life, versus knowing what they're doing.
What?
And don't have to pretend that your name is Rick when the lights are off to make said baby.
What? Yo.
No, just a question. You don't have. You know what I'm saying? It's just a question.
Hardworking. What do you like? He is hard.
That was a double entendre. The hard thing.
No, but I would say. I missed
that one. Okay. So
that doesn't deter. But you do have a point. I don't want you to feel you don't. You do have a point.
I think what they're talking about is sexuality.
Yes.
Wouldn't you rather his sexuality be different from what it is? It doesn't care that he's hardworking. They want to show that, okay, this is how a man's supposed to act.
I was just using that as an example. But,
it's not wrong with
that. This is presuming that the father would still be in their life.
Yes. But I was just using it as like an example, like when people like ask, like exactly what they ask, P. I'm using that as an example, but my preference.
Wait, what was you trying to say about P? What happened? What I missed? Are you trying to say something?
No, the same-sex couple asked.
Same sex. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, the proposition. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. So,
but
what I was gonna say was right. I had a video where a guy. I was gonna play it, not this one. I think I had it queued up for last week. The guy was gay. But he had a wife. He had a wife. I was like, how does that work? He was
convenience.
But he had a wife.
Wait. Be honest, 12. Was the wife attractive? Was she black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese?
None of the last ones.
Said man, what was his ethnicity? Was he clear-colored?
Yes.
'Twas convenience. They do things like this. They were best friends, I'm sure, and they decided to live happily ever after, just like Jen's Chichi Man associate.
Because what happened was she would just go shopping. Whatever she wants, she get. And I guess they had some kind of fight. There wasn't like
he's buying or she's buying.
Usually it's arrangements. She could be the beard too.
Okay, exactly. That's what it is. That's the convenience. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, she's still gonna have some kids, but that's
going to be quite difficult unless they're jackets.
A lot of unless you want to collect that inheritance, you gotta have a few kids.